A very good afternoon. It's the 31st day of March 2024. We are still here with the newly elected Secretary General in the University of Embu Students Association. As you all know, leadership is not just about being in leadership, but also delivering. It's all about bringing change. Now we are here with the newly elected Secretary General by the name Moses Pascal. Welcome to our big talk. This is Embu News live broadcast. Okay, if we can start, how are you, Mr. Pascal?
I'm very, very fine. Thank you.
Okay, welcome to this Embu News live broadcast.
Thank you.
Okay, we have called you here for some discussions over these issues that have been happening here in the university. We should begin by asking, what inspired you to run for this position as the Secretary General in this University of Embu?
I can say that ambition played a very, very crucial role, and the passion for leadership. I've had a passion for leadership since the time I was a little lad, and specifically in the position of the Secretary General, I was actually torn between going for the position of the Secretary General and going for the position of the chairperson. So I was thinking which could be the best, or which is the best position that would I would serve, And after some internal thoughts, I saw that my skills and values are more aligning to the position of the Secretary General than the position of the chairperson.
Okay, thank you. Okay, because according to your history,
yes,
I discovered that you are a male delegate in the School of Law.
Yeah, sure.
You've said that you gathered some experience in the same field.
Yes.
So, what do you hope to achieve during this tenure as the Secretary General in the Uesa?
During this tenure, I hope to achieve some quite important things. One is, as the manifesto that I had stated, to amend the constitution of the University of Embu Students Association and make sure that it is inscribed with the current issues, or the current it is inscribed with the current solutions to the issues that we are facing as this great university, because we have grown. We are not the same as we were when we were being or when we were receiving the charter. So I have to make sure that as per the position that I hold, being the Secretary General, I ensure a swift and articulate amendment of this constitution so that we can proceed and serve the comrades to the best of their interests.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
In that case that you want to amend the constitution, what steps are you going to take to make sure that the amendment will be of a success?
Thank you. First of all is to come up with a constitutional review committee. And the committee, or the broader committee, I wanted to have the government as it is, the delegates, and also members of the Uesa Executive Council, and also students who are the people in this particular scenario.
Okay.
Because they are the ones who are in the ground, and they are the ones who would like to see the changes happen in this university. And just as when Kenyans were, participating in the constitutional review of our country back in 2008, their power was well seen, because what they had in mind, and the sentiments and the vision that they had, were the things that were given to the committee of experts, who later came up now with the refined constitution that we have, that has the spirit behind what we aspire to be as a country. Yeah.
Okay, sometimes it might be tricky. You can amend the constitution,
Yes.
but it might not be accepted just really as in the university. Maybe some students will find it difficult. So how will you make sure that the constitution will be accepted by the audience? Let me say, for this case, it's the students. Yeah, because sometimes not everything that a leader does, the audience receives it perfectly. So how good or how best are you going to make sure that what you amend will fit what the students want in this university?
Thank you. As I said, the first step is to make sure that I make the students part and parcel of this amendment, because it will not be a one-man show. It will not be the Secretary General who is solely amending the Constitution. Insights will come from the students themselves, and if they come from the students themselves, then I believe that they will not deny what they have presented. Yeah.
Okay, as the voice
Yes.
of the students,
Yeah.
I believe you are the source of communication.
Yeah.
You'll be linking them from you'll be linking their voices to the staff. I mean the administration.
Sure.
So how best are you going to ensure that there is a good interaction between the students' body and the administration?
It is true that as a Secretary General, I am the bridge, between the students and the school administration. And serving as a bridge between the students and the school administration, first of all, I have to be a good communicator. And that is by making sure that the slightest information that I'm getting concerning and affecting students are well presented to the school administration, and following up to ensure that the problems that are facing the students are well resolved. We come up with the solutions to make sure that we find the kind of environment that these students want to live in, the ideal environment are supposed to live in as the students of this great university.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I may ask, are you conversant with a certain impromptu memo that was released the other day?
On Thursday.
Yeah. About the school fee. We as students, first years and second years, mostly we depend on the government expenditure or the government funding for us to be educated here. So how have you communicated with the administration on how they might deal with the issue? Because the students might be fully affected with that memo.
Yeah, sure thing. The first thing that we did is that I drafted an email via the office of the chairperson, because he's the person constitutionally mandated with the task of academics and academia. And for academics to exist, we have to pay fees. And the request was to allow students to do the examination, because it was an impromptu email, and it is very, very hard for a person to get the amount of money that is needed in a span of 1 week, and it can be a lot of money. So we have to be human enough to make sure that we also put the concerns of the students and their parents at hand, because even if it's household fees, we have been told that for you to sit for the examination, you have to clear the household fees. Yeah, and for example, if you have an area of above 50,000, can it, in the common mwananchi setting, can it be just be done away with in 1 week? The answer is most probably no. So we have to have a discussion with the school administration and find the best mechanisms to make sure that the students do the examination, and also the administration gets their fees at the requisite time. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
remember we are also getting some questions from our live. We have here Michael Makoha asking that coming next semester, we want the departmental game so as to enable everyone to participate in sports. What's your take on this?
Departmental games. So currently, I believe that we have been having the school games. That is the whole school. For example, School of Agriculture versus School of Law, and in the schools, we have the different departments. So we can also plan via using the office of the vice chairperson, because that is the office mandated to deal with matter sports. So using the office of the vice chairperson, we can find a league, or we can create a league as per the requisite departments that we have in this institution.
So are their demands going to be dealt with?
Yeah, they can be dealt with, because we are actually the people who will plan for the fixtures. So if we plan for the fixtures and we see that it can fit in the schedule of our time in this university, then we will plan for the same.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
I know, because you were once a male delegate.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm sure there are some challenges maybe you noticed in this University of Embu Students Association. So I know you also know what challenges the students are currently going through. So how are you going to address them? Like, for example, there was this problem of food drive. Yeah, how are you going to address them?
Thank you. I can say that we as a community, and specifically the students' body, we have faced a number of challenges. We have faced challenges concerning our mental health. We have faced challenges concerning the security of students, because security in matters concerning security, a lot of students have been mugged, and I've got to have a first-hand, experience of a person who I know was mugged, and it is something that is actually detestable when you find that a student who is supposed to be studying, who is supposed to have the best life that they can have, also faces some or such challenges. And what we want to do is to make sure that concerning security, we install security lights in the various pathways where we find that there is a great number or a great multitude. The population of the students is great in that particular area. And what we want to do is to allocate some funds from the Uesa, and also with partnerships from the county governments, because it will not be an initiative only for this school. It will be an initiative outside the school. And if it's outside the school, it is wise if we liaise with the county government and also the national government, particularly in a Manyata constituency, because we're in Manyata constituency, to ensure that first of all there is adequate lighting. We had also an issue of insecurity in the Njukiri Accessway, and we presented the issue. And during this exam period, there will be heightened patrol in that area from 7 to 10 p.m. to ensure that at least the students can study well and also go to their residence safely.
Okay, there is this question that is emerging, that your office is the one which is responsible for entertainment in this school.
Sure.
So they're asking that talents, there's limited time for such of talents. Like, for example,
Talent Day.
Was it this semester? They arranged a certain event and it was only once.
Talent Day.
Yeah. So they're asking, what if we could make maybe several events to cater for them? Because some, they want to showcase their talent, and practice makes perfect.
Sure.
So how will you make sure that their vows are being dealt with?
I can say, first of all, by getting response from such students, because they have their own ideas which I have to incorporate, because as a good leader you have to listen to your people and see whatever they are advocating for. And if they are advocating for something that is pragmatic, then you do it, because if by the funds that we get we can subdivide and have more events, and if by subdividing and having more events it will be more concrete and will serve the students' interest better, then we shall use that particular line. But what I promise is to act in the best interest of the students, and particularly in the talent day, it should be bigger and better.
Okay. Still in the entertainment, I can remember you promised about introduction to the University of Embu podcast.
Yeah, sure. In communication, yeah.
Yeah, how far?
First of all, we have to have a budget, and after we have a budget, that's where we will put whatever we need to put for that particular podcast, and it will kickstart well when we join next semester. It will have already begun the process, because we will have had the budget and funds will be allocated for that particular thing.
So for now, it's not equipped.
Yeah, obviously it's a new thing, so it is not yet equipped, and we want to make sure that it is equipped by the time I finish my tenure.
Okay.
Yeah.
They are saying here, student welfare is a major concern.
Sure.
What steps will you take to improve services such as accommodation and financial aid?
Yeah, students' welfare is truly an important thing, because the idea behind it mostly is to ensure that the students who are financially unstable, the ones who find it hard to get the means that they need to get, for them to conducively live as students. And now what we want to do is to make sure that, first of all, we increase things like food drive, the allocation of food drive. It increases because food drive is under welfare. Financial aid also. We want as many students as possible to benefit from financial aid, and that will be through the great partnership with the administration, so that we can find as many donors and funds, so that after we get the number of students who really are in need of these services and financial aid, we can have a surplus amount of money which can be used to ensure that the dreams of students are realized by paying their school fees, and that is under the docket also of the vice chairperson, male representative and female representative. So what I will do is to make sure that whatever they come up with as a committee, I speak up for that initiative so that it can be well received by the institution and action be done for the same.
Okay, personally, I live in the hostels, so there's this issue where, like, when we joined, all showers were present, but for now, there is none that is working. So how are you going to deal with that? Because it's part of accommodation in this school.
All hostels, the showers are not working?
No, in the Kilimambogo hostel. Yeah.
I think because of theft, or
I am not sure, but I've been there since last semester. But when we joined, there were everything. Like all the taps were functional, but for now there are only 2 taps functional.
So first of all, there needs to be, the school needs to refurbish some things, and after refurbishing, I believe that those particular showers and taps will be running, and after they are running, we as students also have a duty of care for the same things, because they are working for our favor. They are working in our favor, and if they are working in our favor, we have the duty of care to make sure that they are in the safest conditions that they can be in, so that we can get the full aid of the amenities that we're using.
Okay, speaking about security, last semester there was a friend of mine who lost his phone in the hostels. So we went to check up in the CCTV offices, but up to date we haven't found any information. I, as the Secretary General, being the voice of the student, so how are you going to make sure that their voices, like for example, if I raise my issue, how faster will they deal with my problem?
If an issue is raised, I would advise students that if something like that happens, they also follow up with they also inform the students' body, and particularly the Secretary General, so that the item or the thing that they have brought forward can also be followed up.
So if, for example, I reach you out,
yes,
can it be quicker?
Yes, I believe it may be quicker, because as the Secretary General, I might have audience that is better than the student. That's why there is that position, so that the communication can be swift and more able.
Okay.
Yeah, follow-up can be done.
Speaking about the food drive, personally, I've never heard of how the food drive is being issued. So maybe how about that?
How to elaborate?
Yeah.
Normally, food drive is given to the specific departments.
Oh.
Yeah, and it is given to the specific departments depending on the population in those departments.
What is the criteria used for issuing this food drive?
Okay, the criteria used is, first of all, the populations of the specific department have to be considered. The allocation of food in the Department of Education is not the same as the allocation of food in the Department of Biological Sciences, because the Department of Education has a greater population than the Department of Biological Sciences, and it's issued the delegates in those various departments, and particularly the delegate who is representing the department in the council is mandated with the task of ensuring that information about food drive reaches the students, and they get the response, and after getting the response, the names are submitted, and those students whose names are submitted get the food.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. This is from one of the students, that how are you planning to ensure that there is a transparency and accountability within the Students' Council leadership?
That's a good question, because I believe that a good leader should be accountable of your actions, and that is well done when leaders listen to the congregation or the population that they lead, and by that is trying to mean that if something is going wrong and the students are aware of the same, we have, as leaders, we have to acknowledge if something is going wrong, and if it's because of our initiatives, we acknowledge that, be accountable of the same, and also change for the betterment of the tenures that we're serving in. And also there was this proposal, as per our constitution, we have the AGMs and the SGMs. We also have to revitalize them so that they can be possible during our tenure and the next tenure, so that we have a baraza where we can, as leaders and students, have an official form of, or an official setup where we can share our ideas and say where we have reached in implementing the ideology that we had before we resumed office. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Many students, for now, they're feeling disconnected from the student leadership.
Yeah.
People usually, like most of the students I've met with, they usually say that immediately they are elected, they go for their offices and they leave the students alone. Is this statement true?
I can say that I'm in office currently and I am accommodating all the students that I can accommodate. So concerning me, I believe that it's not true. But generally, such things happen because you find that you elect your leaders, and after you elect your leaders, they now focus on themselves and not the congregation that they were leading. Yeah, but I can say that the doors of the offices, or the door of the office of the Secretary General is open to all. Yeah.
Okay, in that scenario, how will you make sure that you engage them and involve them in the students? The decision you make, they are for them. So how will you make sure that you engage them in the decision making so that they don't feel like
left
they're
alone?
alienated?
Okay. First of all is by physically, and I mean by in a first-hand manner interacting with them. When I am personally interacting with the students, I can get the first information of whatever is happening to those students. And as I stated, the office of the Secretary General is open. So if a student has any concern and any query, they can reach out. It is not, I cannot say that the office is closed or my phone number is blocked to anyone. The good thing is, you as a person, you as a student, you elected me as your representative, as your Secretary General. And also after electing me as your Secretary General, I believe that you also should have access to me as Secretary General, as we had access before even I got the office. So know that it is a safe space and it is open. My office is open for all and to all.
Okay, and there was this thing you said that you'll introduce a toll-free number.
Yes, sure.
Is it open now?
The toll-free number, I can say that I've gotten numbers in the health department. The thing is, now we have to publicize the numbers. Also, I have to also get numbers from the security department, and then we publicize the numbers so that when an emergency arises, it can be well handled. Health emergencies, security emergencies, they can be well tackled. Yeah.
Okay. There is this other concern coming from one of our viewers. They are asking that what about the initiatives? What are the initiatives or policies that you intend to introduce to improve the academic support and career development for students?
I can say that on that particular instance, I have to work with the chairperson so that we can merge our ideologies concerning the same. The chairperson is the one who is well mandated with the task of academics, as I had stated earlier. So policies that we have to make sure that we implement cut across resource sharing, that students get the resources that they need to study, and mostly that is the materials such as notes and etc. that they need to get to be well versed and knowledgeable on what they are studying, and I can say that we have to push also that the e-learning platforms, the students e-learning platforms have the notes that they need to have, so that the same can happen, that the students can read and not only be well prepared for the examinations, but also be well prepared for the future endeavor that they'll be undertaking.
Okay, there's this question. One is asking that they have been harassed. This is what he's saying. How will you eliminate the kind of lecturers who are giving marks in return of a favor, and when you refuse to give the favor, they make you fail?
There's such going on.
Yeah, because I'm reading from one of the comments here.
Wow. I believe that can be well handled, first of all, from the office of the dean in that particular department, because I believe that the deans are the heads of not the department but the school, of those particular schools, and they can well be able to help the students who have such concerns, and also such concerns should be presented also to the student body, so that we can also act on the same. Because I believe that we are all here to study, and you are supposed to get whatever you sow for. Whatever you sow, you shall reap it. And if you work well, you don't need favors to get whatever you are supposed to get. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So there's this other question, which university politics can sometimes be divisive. Yeah, so how do you plan to unite students and foster a sense of inclusivity, maybe in the governance?
I can say that that's true. Politics also comes with a division, because not everyone is contented with results that or the results that we get after the elections and the process of elections. And politics is something that continues. It's not just during elections. It's something that continues each and every day. Something that runs our daily activities. So the first initiative, I believe, is first of all we as leaders, who are contesting for positions. We have to have a meeting of mind. We have to unite ourselves, because we lead a particular congregation of people. Each and every leader has their own supporters.
Yeah.
And if the leaders feel discontented, then the supporters will know that the leader is discontented. And if the supporters know that, that's when division takes place. So I believe that we have to unite as leaders, and after we unite as leaders, then the supporters will get the direction, because as a leader you are a person who directs your people on the trajectory that you like them to follow. And so as leaders, when we unite, we will show the student population that also they themselves need to unite, and there is no need for division. There is no need to have different minds. Yeah,
I can see we are having a better future.
Yeah.
So there is another question here. Someone is asking about the disciplinary matters. That how are they being handled? Because I have a pending case since last semester, and it has not been solved as we are speaking right now.
I believe that communication will be given to them in due time. If anyone has a disciplinary matter, communication always has to be given to them, and it will be done most probably after the examination period. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
As leaders, sometimes you might be having conflicts. So between students maybe and the administration, especially when it comes to protests or policy disagreements. So how are you going to do away with that?
I'll say that we won't have to do away with that. We have to act as leaders to face the challenges that we might be having in that particular scenario. And I can say that it is in every society there exists laws and norms that we have to follow. And I believe that if we follow those laws and norms and policies, then that's why we have what we call social order. But also, we have to find the thin line where we feel that students are being cornered. And when such a thing happens, then the students have to bring their grievances. And I believe that when they bring their grievances in a diplomatic way, it will be handled in a diplomatic way. And each and every party will be contented after the process of giving the grievances and handling the same. Yeah.
Okay, Gravin Simiyu here is asking, how is our Super SG going to deal with the issue about free clearance to the first years and second years, which will make most students miss exam?
Oh, it seems my friend was not around when we were talking. You had asked that question.
Yeah.
We have already made communication on the same, and what I can say is that there is light at the end of the tunnel. We will present the issues as they are, and by tomorrow we will have the feedback. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Looking beyond your term, what legacy are you hoping to leave as a Secretary General in the University of Embu Students Association?
Leaders are remembered by legacies. That is one thing that I can say is for sure. And the legacy that I want to leave is something that is positive. And as a Secretary General, I can say that I have to have long-term ideologies which I want to initiate in this institution. And I believe, first of all, when we finalize with the amendment to the Constitution and we have an amended Constitution, that will be a legacy by itself. Because laws are what govern the populace. And if those laws govern the populace, then if someone was behind productivity, and by initiating productivity, and by initiating the projects that we had as a government, for example, the chairperson had his own manifesto, the vice the same, the Secretary General, all the way to the Special Needs Secretary. There was a project of the gym. There was a project of making sure that water is sourced in the athletics field, and lavatories are installed in the same athletics field. So we have to ensure that the same happens, and construction of the same is seen. And after that, I believe that that will be a legacy that will have lived, because even in the governments that have passed, each and every government has to leave a particular thing that they did, and also us as a government, we have to learn from the same and make our society or our students' body to be better than we found it.
Okay, thank you. If you're just joining us right now, this is the Super Secretary General, newly elected in the University of Embu Students Association. If you have any question, you can be sending us in our live chat. Okay, we can enter into the chats. So Kate Lubanga is asking, remind the Secretary General to go and remind the Vice Chairperson of the shades she promised the multitude during her campaigns. Football is taking shape, and so it's raining. Yeah, that's a question.
So we remind, or the request is to remind the Vice Chairperson, the elected.
To remind the Vice Chairperson that she promised the multitude that she will be the shades. She promised shades.
Yeah.
So have you ever communicated during any meeting you have met before?
Yeah, we will have to plan for each and every manifesto that we had to make sure that they happen. So I believe the shades, by shades they mean the gazebo.
Maybe around the fields.
Maybe gazebo. Okay. Yeah. It is
maybe because you are their voices.
Yeah. It will have to reach. It will have to reach the desk of the Vice Chairperson.
Okay. Yeah. Another one is asking, just a proposal on disciplinary matters. They should be handled at the beginning of the semester, as I know. Kufikia sasa, when you are found guilty at the disciplinary committee, near to your results, I don't know. I can't understand that. Okay, they're asking, you're in charge of entertainment, and how are you going to handle the content creators who are upcoming and need mentorship?
It's an open space, and I believe that when the society is open to all, that's when it starts thriving. And I can say that content creators are free to create their content, and share their thoughts, share their ideas. People have diverse minds, and I have to acknowledge and appreciate that fact that people have diverse mindsets, and those mindsets are what makes humanity thrive. So, as a Secretary General, I have to embrace such people, and I have also to work with them to ensure that entertainment, communication is well handled in this particular institution. Yeah, so I have one word for them, or one statement that the doors are open to you all, who are trying content creation.
About that, are they hindering us? Because sometimes I go to record some things, but they think that I'm a content creator, but I'm a media student. So how will you inform them so that maybe there are some things that are of public interest, so we need to communicate them to the audience. Maybe there are some events the audience they're being left out. So sometimes I usually go there to record, and I'm being told to delete the videos.
To delete,
they don't want to be exposed.
Oh, they don't want to be exposed.
Yeah.
I can say that first of all, you have to respect the right to privacy, because it is in our constitution of Kenya. But I believe also when you address a person and you ask them that they should give you an opportunity for you to do whatever you're doing because it is because of media coverage, it will be something that will be at a better place to be accepted rather than just coming and recording. It is best when you approach a person and you ask for the same, if it is a person. If it is something that is of public importance, then I believe that you cannot ask each and every member of the public. And that's where the media comes in, because also as a media, there is the right to information.
Yeah.
And you have to know how to balance those rights, because if it's an individual, they have the right to privacy. But if it's something that is public, for example, I saw that there was coverage of the accident that took place around Gate A. So on such scenarios, it is a public thing. You don't need to ask if you can record the same, because it's something that has happened and is affecting the general public. So if it's affecting the general public also has a right to information. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. In your manifesto,
Yes.
you promised the introduction of AGMs and SGMs. They're telling me, ask where amefikia wapi kufikia sasa.
Kufikia sasa, there is a process, because the old administration has to guide the new administration on what they're supposed to do. And we have also to finish the induction process. And after we finish the induction process, then we'll be ready to go on. And those AGMs and SGMs, I believe they will best take place during the academic year, where we will be serving as a students' leadership. So that is 2025-2026, September, the semester that is starting from September to December, and also the one that will start from January 2026 to April 2026.
So here there is another question. There is, how is your office equipped to deal with the amendment of the Uesa Constitution that you promised to do at the start of your tenure?
How is it equipped?
Yeah.
That is I can say that is a broad question, but if we are speaking of the powers that the office has to initiate that, I can say that it is well outlined in the Constitution. So I can operate in that particular office to initiate the amendment of the Constitution in general.
So will it provide a space for the inclusion of students' decisions?
Yeah, we have to get the insights from students. That is a very, very important thing. As I stated earlier, students' sentiments and ideas on the Constitution have to be embraced, because the Constitution will be there to serve the students. That's why it's called the University of Embu Students Association Constitution. And if it's there to guide the day in and day out activities of the students, then they themselves should publicly participate in that forum. And also using the laws of our country. The constitution of our institution is under the laws of our university, and the laws of our university is under the University Amendment Act that was put forth and that we are following currently. And the same statute is under the Constitution, and the Constitution advocates for public participation on things that concern the public at large. So if we are speaking of constitutional amendment, I have to get sentiments from the public. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. There is this one from Emmanuel Simiyu. If the school will keep their stand of not allowing second years and first years to sit for their final exam, what will you do as a council?
If the school will not allow, I say that court will advocate for the school to allow, and I believe that the school will allow for the same.
So you have the complete belief that they will hear you.
Reasonability. I have the faith that they will hear me, and that is what drives me. Yeah.
Okay, there is this question about still in the disciplinary issues. They're asking disciplinary matters and issue of double punishment. When you're found guilty, your results are quashed away and serve 1,000 days punishment. I don't know what he was meaning. Okay, there's another question. How do you intend to enhance communication and to strengthen relation of lecturer and those in power with comrades at the university?
Okay. Those in power in this university, and also the lecturers, how communication will be between them.
Yeah.
What I can advocate for is being a member of our Senate is to present the ideology that even as we are conducting our activities, and to help the mental wellness, because that is a pertinent issue and an issue of concern that is arising, to help the mental awareness and wellness of the students. There should be effective communication between lecturers and students, people in leadership and students, and that will be, I believe, that will be raised in the Senate, and after it is raised in the Senate, then it will trickle down, because the Senate is a governing body of this institution. Then it will trickle down from the Senate to the respective positions of leadership, down to the lecturers and to the leaders who are in this institution. Yeah.
Thank you for your response. Yeah. There is another question. There is a fee for academic trips that usually don't come to books for very good departments in school. How are they going to ensure these funds come into books and used by the comrades?
I can say that if a department has an academic, that fee as per the name, academic trips, academic trip fee, and as per the title, it is one that is initiated academically. It is a trip that is done to help students gain academic insight and knowledge, more academic knowledge on things on the ground, how they are, and that is done through the various CODs, chief departments, and the deans. And if students want an academic trip or the same, the best people to address are the dean of students and the CODs, so that they can plan and they draft a proposal to the relevant body, so that that amount can be seen to be practical. The money that you give out, you should feel the importance of the money that you give out. So after a trip has been planned by the administration, not the administration, but the chair of departments and the dean of students together and in liaison with the students, then I believe that the students will reap now the benefits of the fee that they pay for academic trips. They have to work in hand with the heads of their departments. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So, as a leader, maybe what do you have now to tell the university now that you are a leader as we are concluding?
As a leader, I come to the camera. Thank you. As a leader, I have to be a person who gives insight, and I have to be a person who gives the strengths and the mindset of a positive future to the people who I'm leading, to the students that I'm leading in this particular scenario. And serving as the Secretary General, what I come to promise our well and able students of this great institution is that they will have a leadership that will be servant leadership, one that will be there for them. We as leaders, we are there for them, as we even were saying in our campaigns and whatnot, and even after we are finalizing and finalize the same, we are coming to promise the students that we are there for them, that their issues will be well presented, and acting as the Secretary General, I'll make sure that your voice is heard, so that we as a student body believes and gets to believe that we are where we are supposed to be and where we are supposed to go. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you all our viewers for tuning in. This has been a conversation with the Super Secretary General, that is Moses Pascal. It is clear that the student leadership is both rewarding and demanding. So thank you for tuning us, and remember to subscribe, like, and share our videos. This has been Embu News Live broadcast. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. You're welcome.
So